In this video, we're going to combine multiple rows of a column into single rows using Power Query. The example that we will use is the Beatles, and we have a simple table, with a two-column table with the member and the instrument that they played. And in the first initial table, we've got every single combination of the member and the instrument played. So we've got Paul with bass guitar, Paul with drums, Paul with guitar, Paul with piano, and so on. The result that we want is a 4-row table, one row for each member, with all the values for each member combined into one entry for each member. And we can do that quite easily in Power Query. I'll just show you now how to do that. Here is our starting table, and the first thing we need to do is to group this table by band member. So in the Home tab, we go to Group By, and we group by member. Don't worry about the column name because we'll be getting rid of it later. And we don't want any operation on this, so we want to include all the rows so we don't lose any information about the instrument played. The result is a 4-row table, one row for each member, and a second column containing a table with each of the instruments played by that member. Now what we want to do is from that table we want to generate a list for each member, because from a list we can use the Text.Combine function to combine all the values in the list into a single value. So to create a list out of each of those tables, we put that into a custom column. We will use the table.column command. We'll call the column instrument, and we'll call the list instrument as well. That gives us our list of values. So here, for example, is a list of the instruments that were played by Paul. And now all we need to do is expand these lists. And we have two options. We can expand to new rows, which is exactly what we don't want to do. Otherwise, we're going to be back where we started. Or we can extract the values. So we extract all the values into a single row. And that's what we're going to do. And we'll choose our own custom delimiter, which will be a comma space. And at the top we can see the Power Query M function used to do that as Text.Combine. Finally, we can get rid of this intermediate column, and there's our result. Close and apply. And we can look at our table, and there we have the combined rows, a single row for each member.